another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached into heaven, and God hath remembered her iniquities. Reward her even if she has rewarded you, and double unto her according to her works. And the cup which she filled to her double.
Because ultimately what we got to remember as Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians is the love for one another, something that we lack, therein, especially in the gang culture, you know what I'm saying? Because up in San Bernardino, I know Bloods, Crips, they have a thing called Anybody Killers up there. We got Southsiders, we got all that up there. You know what I'm saying? But the thing that it's based on and what it's become are two different things. So what we're here as 12 Gates Israelite schools is to bring that back to remembrance. Can I bring that up?
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 13, verse 1. Let brotherly love continue.
See, and that's what we need out. That's what we need out here as Black, Hispanic, and Natives. We need to let brotherly love continue. We need to bring back into remembrance what it was once like. You know what I'm saying? Pre-desegregation, I should say, Black and Hispanic people used to actually live pretty well. We loved each other. You got programs like the WIC program being brought up by the Black Panther. You know what I'm saying? You have the Brown Berets doing, you know what I'm saying? Living life out here, you know what I'm saying? Bringing positivity. The American Indian movement, the Young Lords, you know what I'm saying? We used to bring brotherly love continue. You know what I'm saying? For those that don't even know, like for instance, the definition of CRIP, community resources inter-party services, meaning our California Revolution in progress. Why? Because we've always had that spirit, but we have been lacking the love at least for 50 years, if not more. Give me that in 22, 1 through 3, right?
Thou shalt not see thy brother ox or his sheep go astray, and hide thyself from them. Thou shalt in any case bring them again unto thy brother.
See, that's something that we don't recognize as brotherly love, but returning a personal item that was lost by your brother to the rightful owner is brotherly love. I mean, wouldn't you call that stealing if somebody kept something they found that you knew belonged to you and they knew belonged to you? You know what I'm saying? But these are the laws the Christian church wants to tell you that's been away with, because that's actually what you celebrated yesterday on Thanksgiving. They supposedly found stolen land. I mean, they supposedly found this land and stole it and kept it from our brothers, the Native Americans, the tribes of Gad, Reuben, and even Issachar. Keep going, all the way down to 3.
And if thy brother be not nigh unto thee, or if thou know him not, then thou shalt bring it unto thine own house, and it shall be with thee until the brother seek after it, and thou shalt restore it to him again.
See, and if you don't know this brother, or the brother's not around in any shape, way, or form, you hold on to it till he's come back to reclaim it. Again, that's brotherly love, because if you love someone, you're not going to steal from them. If you love someone, you're not going to keep what rightfully belongs to them. That's how you know the so-called white men don't love us. Even now, they're trying to take our neighborhoods. Look at the gentrification in Los Angeles. I was living there not too long ago. Gardena Gardena, California, in Southern California was predominantly blacks and Hispanics. Now you go, there's Asian food markets. You got white people jogging around freely. I mean, y'all might see it as good paper until they start pushing you out of your section, until they start pushing you out of your city. Now what once belonged to the rolling 60s belongs to the so-called white man, the European. You know what I'm saying? Keep on.
In like manner shalt thou do with his ass, and so shalt thou do with his raiment, and with all lost thing of the brother which it hath lost, and thou hast found, shalt thou do likewise. Thou mayest not hide thyself.
See, and then you can't hide yourself again in anything. So people take it out of context and be like, well, see, it's only talking about their animals. No, he said his raiment, and likewise anything else that belongs to him, you're returning. So that finders keepers, losers weepers is literally an Edomite concept, a European concept, because we didn't even have that in the Mayan culture. You know what I'm saying? We don't even believe that in the Hispanic culture. You know what I'm saying? We return what's rightfully belongs to somebody else, and now you get your ass whooped. Real shit. Give me Leviticus 18, verse 16 first.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 18, verse 16. Thou shalt not uncover thy nakedness of thy brother's wife.
See, and if you love your brother, you're not going to go and sleep with his wife. You're not going to go be peeping Tom to his wife. You're not going to be a peeping Tom or pervert and stare at her. You know what I'm saying? You're not even going to look at her in like fashion. Go ahead.
It is thy brother's nakedness.
It belongs to your brother. Going back to who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ said, when if you look at a woman with lust, you've already uncovered her nakedness, man. How many of you have really looked at your homeboy's girl with the eye? You know the eye. You've made the eye. I've been guilty of it. Have since repented. But you see how the Christian church will warp you into thinking that it's okay, hey, you're just looking anyways. Or else they'll say if you look at any woman. You know what I'm saying? Because by nature the Christian church was founded by a bunch of what's the word I'm looking for? Homosexuals with an ER. That way they can't take it off of YouTube. You know what I'm saying? That way they can't take it off of YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Y'all like to do these things by nature. Jump down to verse 20. Yeah, verse 20.
This is Leviticus chapter 18, verse 20. Moreover, thou shalt not lie heartily with thy neighbor's wife.
See, moreover, even more, you're not to have relations with that sister because she belongs to your brother. If you love your brother, you're not going to go and sleep with his wife, are you? But
to defile thyself with her.
He said, because you defile yourself with her, you make yourself unclean with this woman. Give me Matthew, or is that on that? Give me Matthew 22, or is that? Yeah, Matthew 22. Leviticus 19, 11 to 13 first. You know what I'm saying? Because we got to understand something. The love of the Most High God, you know what I'm saying, is the keeping of His commandments. You understand? We got to love one, and we got to love one another as we love ourselves. What does that look like? You wouldn't cause harm to your own body, would you? So why would you allow it or even do it towards your own brother? Bro, you got that?
Leviticus 19, verse 11. Ye shall not steal, neither deal falsely, neither lie one to another.
See, we're not to deal falsely, saying, for instance, hey man, look, check this out. I'm going to sell you this speaker for $80. Just advertising when you get here, this is a check. I'm like, bro, I got to take back the microphone and you got to get your own charger. I just dealt falsely with you instead of giving you the product like I endorsed. And we are not to lie to one another. You know what I'm saying? Something that a lot of us, including myself, have been guilty of in the past. Go ahead.
And ye shall not swear by way name falsely, neither shalt thou profane the name of the God. I am the Lord.
See, we are not to profane the name of the Most High, or to swear by it when we deal falsely. These are things that I swear to God, is a big thing in the Israelite community. You know what I'm saying? But you're lying, and inadvertently you're swearing upon the Most High. You may not call upon His name, but that's the direction you're leading to. Go ahead.
Thou shalt not defraud thy neighbor, neither rob him the wages of him.
See, you're not to defraud him. Tell her basically what the American government does to you with your paycheck now. They tell you make $3,000, but they're gonna take $200 for California state tax. They're gonna take another $300 for federal tax. And Lord help you if you owe any county in the great state of California, because they're gonna take their cut too. It's starting to turn into the mafia. It's legal extortion. But the Bible tells you not to do that to your brother, or to not pay him his wages. that whole way to the end of the week or every other week, that's an unbiblical concept. Labor ready is the closest you got to a biblical concept as far as wages go. And I mean, what do they call it now? People ready?
Or paid under the table.
No, they're legally paying you, but they're paying you that day.
Okay.
It's an agency up there called Labor Ready or People Ready.
No,
I don't know what it's called down here, but it's
Labor Ready. Labor Ready.
Yeah, okay, come, one of them. Is that 13? Yeah, like the day laborers. Is that on that 13? I'll keep going.
That is hired shall not abide with thee all night until the morning.
See, you're not supposed to jump down to verse 16. Hold on. Start at 16 and 18. Because the problem is, we got to learn how to love. We got to relearn how to love one another. We have to. That's something that is a biblical concept that we have lost way of. It's something that we do see, we are starting to see here when we teach at us when we come down to San Diego. We do see the love among us blacks and Hispanics here. We just need to stop loving everybody else, including with that. That's our problem, right?
Leviticus 19:16. Thou shalt not go up and down as a table bearer among thy people.
Don't be a chismoso. I know you know that concept. Stop gossiping about the next person, the next fellow Israelite. What's up? And lies at that. Stop making up stories like they used to tell the little Judite kids when they were small. Stop telling stories. Good?
Neither shalt thou stand against the blood of the neighbor. I am the Lord.
And we're not to stand at the murder of and idly by as our brothers get murdered. You think the Israelites be holding camp at every criminal action that's happened to our people by the police or thereof because we like it? No, man, it is a biblical commandment. We're not to stand by the side of the blood, right?
Thou shalt not hate the brother in thine heart.
Hey, biblically, the Most High God, the creator of heaven and earth, is telling you not to hate your own people. Go ahead.
Thou shalt in way wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him.
See, we're supposed to rebuke our neighbors and not suffer sin. Well, hey, part of loving our neighbor is to come out here week in and week out and teach our people who they are and how to love one another again. That is in the law. The very law that the Christian church tells you week in and week out is done away with. The very law, they say that, who you call Jesus Christ nailed to the cross. Why do they do that? Because if we keep breaking the law, Christianity keeps staying in supremacy. Is that on it?
Thou shalt not avenge, nor bear any grudge against the children of the people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Lord.
It said you should love your neighbor as you love yourself, as I was saying just a few minutes ago. The scriptures I'm going to go and reiterate what the scriptures have said before they said it. We ain't even to hold a grudge. All that long-standing beef between this gang and that gang is literally a sin. Literally a sin. You're sinning against your God, and you wonder why Lil Puppy got busted last night. Why Mookie and Blood and them up the street got raided. Why? Because you're committing. Because the Most High God is not with you. Because you're forsaking His laws. Give me Give me Hosea 4 and 6. Is that on that? Okay, come. Give me Mark 12. Give me Mark 12 real fast. Get to Mark 12. You know what I'm saying? Because we gotta understand something, man. The loving of our people is something critical. It's something crucial, man. It's something that we need to have, that we need to exercise on the day-to-day basis, man. You see a fellow black or Hispanic that's homeless and hungry, buy him a plate, man. Get him a water. You know what I'm saying? Don't record it on Instagram either, man. Don't put it on Facebook. Why? Because Christ said don't let one hand know what the other is doing. You know what I'm saying? If you can't get it to school, just get Matthew. Just get Matthew 22, start at verse 34 to 40. Because we gotta understand, man, the concept of loving one another.
Hosea what?
Hosea 4 and 6. Hosea 4 and 6. You know what I'm saying? The concept of loving one another is something that, again, we've lost. We need to return to, and as long as we don't love one another, this is what the scriptures say is going to happen. Go ahead.
This is Hosea chapter 4, verse 6.
Go ahead.
My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
Look at the condition and the state that Black, Hispanic, and Native American people are living in. We aren't in the best conditions. There's no such thing. If it was so common for Black and Hispanics to be financially successful here, why is there such a thing as a Black Beverly Hills and a brown Beverly Hills? That should be the norm. It should be a European Beverly Hills then. But now we're at the bottom of the socio-economic structure. Keep going.
Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee.
So the reason we're in this predicament we find ourselves is because we have rejected the Most High and His commandments, so He has rejected us. Why do you think you're called Hispanic? Hispanic means property of Spain, man. Latino means you're from Italy or somewhere in that region of the world. Rome. Or Rome. You know what I'm saying? How is it that these things, we call ourselves these things and not know? We call ourselves brown. Brown is a color in a crayon box. I'm not saying we're not, but how do we identify with a color and not a nationality? How do we speak somebody else's language? Why is it that we have somebody else's last name? Our quote-unquote heritage that these people gave us goes back to a country thousands of miles away. In a whole different continent at that. You can walk there, you can't drive there, you gotta take a plane or a boat. Or a submarine, I guess. Keep going.
That thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing that thou hast forgotten the law of thy God. I will also forget thy children.
See how that works, man? You wonder why it is an alarming rate of kidnapped Black, Hispanic, and Native American women and little girls, children. Because the Most High has forgotten us because we forgot His laws. We'd much rather worship white Jesus on Sunday. We'd much rather listen to Joel Osteen, El Padrecito. We'd rather look at every religion, but instead of actually looking in the Bible and reading what was given to us. Because we have a sin. What's up, people?
And a lot of people, the thing is, a lot of people are like, well, why do these things happen to the world if there's a God? Well, because we ain't listening to them, pretty much.
Because prophecy has to be fulfilled, and you Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans have been hard-headed children. Why else would it happen?
That's the part that pisses me off.
God, if the Most High God loves you, He's gonna punish you. If He loves you, that's why we're again in the predicament we're in. That's why our jobs are allowed to screw us over legally. Because we have been destroyed. You got that for me in Matthew, King? So like in 22, start at verse 34 down to 40. Go ahead.
This is Matthew 22, verse 30. Verse 34. But when the Pharisees had heard that he had put the Sadducees to silence, the Sadducees to silence, they were gathered together. Then one of them, which was a lawyer, asked him a question, tempting him and saying,
so now these people got together, these Pharisees, they got themselves a lawyer, big dog that knows the law, and they wanted to tempt YHWH. So this is what they did to tempt him, right?
Master, which is the greatest commandment in the law?
They asked him, what is the chief commandment, the first commandment in the law? Go ahead.
Jesus said unto him, thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul.
He said you should love the Most High God with all your love, with all your heart, and with all your soul. Go ahead.
And with all thy mind. This is the first and greatest great commandment.
This is the chief and greatest commandment of them all. That you love the Most High God. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
And the second is like unto it, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
You should love your neighbor as you love yourself. Now, Hamashiach Yahushua, who you call Jesus Christ, is going to actually make the statement that follows he's going to make is actually very valid if you understand the law. Go ahead.
On these two commandments hangs all the law and the prophets.
Now the Christian's going to tell you, see, that's all you got to do. Love the Most High God and love the dude that lives next door to you. But that's not what that means, because if you love your neighbor, you're not going to steal from him. If you love your neighbor, you're not going to defraud him. If you love the Most High God, you're not going to falter in these things. You're not going to eat pig. Who cares if it tastes good or not? You know that the Most High God said no, so you love him as that much that you're going to say, you know what, I'm good on the pork. Good?
If you love God, what?
If you love the Most High God, you ain't going to eat the damn pork no matter what. No matter what. Go ahead.
This is the book of 1 John, chapter 5, verse 3.
Go ahead.
For this is the love of God.
So if you love the Most High God, you're not going to eat that pork. You're going to do the Chief Commandment and the Second Commandment. You know what I'm saying? By not doing everything else. Go ahead.
That we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous.
See, the problem is y'all make it seem like, give me Philippians 4:13. Y'all make it seem like keeping these laws are grievous. But when we tell you, hey man, how could you believe that Jesus is white? I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Why doesn't that scripture come up when I ask you why you don't keep all the laws of God? This should be the.
It's not possible.
It's not. Hey, bruh, it's not possible to keep all the laws. But let's see what your God, Christian Church, Paul said. 'Cause I got a gang of Christians on my Instagram. Good.
This is Philippians 4:13,
Right.
which was also made into a song.
Go on.
So like it. I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me.
See, I can keep all 613 laws because the Most High God has sent Jesus Christ, so-called, to give me strength. Therefore, either you're a liar or you don't really believe what you be saying every Sunday.
Oh, you could do anything except the law.
Hey, you can obey. That's the part that they said that in the new International, Paul written, Chuck Boer, evangelistical Crossroads Christian Church version says that part right there.
Hey, and then on top of that, it says, what is it? YHWH said, "He who thirsts for righteousness shall be fed." So now you're gonna tell me my God's a lie?
God.
Yeah, that Jesus Christ Himself, YHWH, is a lie.
God.
If I ask for thirst for righteousness, He's gonna give it. What's
God,
more righteous than the law?
Somebody's lying.
Yeah, come.
Either the Bible, Paul, YHWH, or you. I'm gonna go ahead and venture and see that it was Paul, and said it was you, not Paul and them. Go ahead. What's up?
And they keep saying it's Mosaic law, you know. They keep saying that.
I'm glad you said that, Cadet. Give me give me John 5:47. No, I'm gonna let Yala get that. You get me I'm gonna finish out one more. Give me John. Matter of fact, give me Romans 13:8 since they love Paul.
Was it John what?
What did you say right now?
You
No, you said. What did you say? And I'll tell you.
Mosaic law.
Oh yeah, give me John 5:48. That's all you had to say. Give me what you said. And I'll tell you where I wanted to go. Hey, let me see John 5. Oh, it's 46, Salaki. It should be John 5:46. Let me see. Come. Give me that real fast, because they love to scream Mosaic law, right? Go ahead, y'all read.
John 5:46.
Read.
For had ye believed Moses, ye would have believed me.
He said, for you believe Moses, you would believe me. Ain't that crazy, right? They say the Mosaic law, and that was Moses' law, and Moses gave it. Well, Christ, our King, who you claim to believe in, said that if you know what I'm saying? If you didn't believe Moses, you wouldn't believe him. Read it from the top again. Go ahead.
For had ye believed Moses, ye would have believed me. For he wrote of me.
See, Moses wrote of Hamashiach Yahushai. Keep going.
But if ye believe not his writing, how shall ye believe my words?
If you don't even believe what Moses wrote in the Torah, how are you going to believe what Christ said? It's going to be difficult for you to understand. What you got?
And it is.
No, Romans 13. Okay, 13 and 10, and then you got anything else?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 13, verse 10. Love worketh no ill to his neighbor. Therefore, love is the fulfillment of the law.
See, therefore, love is the fulfillment of the law. How so? Well, again, if you love your brother, you're not going to receive his stolen property. If you love your brother, you're not going to look at his wife. If you love your brother, you're not going to lay with her. If you love the Most High God, you're going to understand to teach these commandments to your children. Per Deuteronomy 6:5-7. And you're going to speak about it with your neighbors. But you know what I'm saying? It seems like that's what we got to get back to, this love that was given to us. But with that, I yield my time.
I'll just go ahead and... Oh, crap, you...